Hello and welcome to your Saturday morning chatty scent corner, where we talk about what's new, what's coming, and what we really need to have a good chat about. And today, of course, as always, we have a ton of new fragrances that we need to discuss. Because I took last Saturday off because my husband and I had to attend a funeral. And I must say that the number of fragrances that were launched between last week and this week is just mind-boggling. So today I have for you 9 fragrance updates and 3 first impressions. So let's go ahead and jump right in. You know what we're going to do here today. We're going to start with our tea of the week, or topic for discussion of the week. Then, of course, I'm also going to share, of course, the lipstick that I'm wearing today, because I know I'm going to get that question. And then we're going to jump right into the fragrance updates, and then I will end with the first impressions. But let's go ahead and jump right in, because we have quite a bit to cover. But if this is your first time here, I'm Arahi, and I'm your fragrance concierge, because I'm totally committed to creating the best fragrance experience for you. I upload videos multiple times a week, and on this channel, we love to talk about all types of fragrances. So if that sounds like the type of content that you're interested in and like a good plan, then please consider subscribing, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget, leave a comment. Let's go, fam. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and start. And of course, as usual, the new tradition, we're going to start with the lipstick of the day. And I can't even see what this says, okay? So this one is 59 Shocking Pink, and it's from the same formula that I've been discussing. So I'm not going to get into all that explanation. I don't want to tire you out. And then, of course, the lip liner, as you can see, I even lost like one of the cap, one of the end caps of the lip liner. But this is, of course, from Chanel. And let's see what it says here. So this one is Rose Caractère. And of course, I will have everything linked for you in the description box below, and in case you're interested in picking it up. And by the way, if any of you have picked up any of these lipsticks, this Chanel formula that I love, could you let us know in the comments how you feel about it? Does it really work like I told you? Like, it doesn't transfer no matter what you do. You could go to a restaurant and drink with it and do everything, and it still, stays pretty much on and looking absolutely fabulous. Okay, so we're going to start with our topic of the week, right? So if you are new here, we always start the Chatty Scent Corner with the topic or the tea of the week. Sometimes it's tea and sometimes it's topic. Because if it's tea, it's because I'm going to talk about something that I'm not happy about, and I just want to get your opinion. But the whole point of this section of the Chatty Scent Corner is to get you chatting with me, because the Chatty Scent Corner is not just about me talking, but it's about us interacting as a fam. So last week, I'm sure you all noticed, I took off Saturday, but I also took off Thursday. There was no Middle Eastern Thursday last week. Friday, I was not around, and Saturday, for sure, I was not around. So one of those days, I did decide that I also needed like a break, and I wanted to have one of those days where I just sniff fragrances and enjoy and just pull a ton of fragrances and just sit down and sniff them. And it's just such a wonderful experience for me. I love to do that. But in that process, I pulled certain fragrances that evoked certain memories or brought me back to past situations, some of them not so good, and others that really, really just make me feel joyous and happy and hopeful, and that everything is all right and everything is going to be great moving forward. So I wanted to ask you today, do you have one fragrance? What is that one fragrance that you have in your collection? Even if you only just have 2 fragrances, right? But what is that one fragrance that evokes the best memories of your life? And it doesn't have to be like the best of your life, but just some incredible memories. It's a fragrance that that if you pull it and you spray it and you sniff it, if you wear it, you're just going to bring all of those incredibly wonderful memories to the surface again. That is this week's topic for discussion. I'm very curious to know, what is the fragrance and what is the memories that it evokes in you? Because if you've been a troublemaker, I really want to know. But anyway, so of course, I'm going to share with you mine. And mine is tied to a fragrance that has been with me for years. This is a fragrance that when it launched, it immediately, like it was just such a love. And this one is a lifer for me, obviously, but this is a fragrance that I have worn in so many incredible occasions. You know, things that really evoke a very positive feeling in me, a very positive and joyous, happy moment in life, you know? And that for me is Bulgari Tigar. So Tigar is a fragrance that was launched back in 2016 or 2017, but I'm pretty sure it was 2016. And this is a fragrance that was launched as a masculine fragrance primarily. But I am here to tell you that this is very much a unisex fragrance. This is also described, which I totally agree, as a citrusy aromatic fragrance, and it definitely is. But even though it's citrusy and aromatic, I don't want you to think that this is just a freshie and, you know, oh no. This is a fragrance that has so much personality. I'm not going to sit here today and give you a full detailed review of it because I've already discussed it here on the channel several times. But I do want you to know that this is the fragrance that when I really want to evoke those memories of happiness and good times, this is definitely the fragrance that I pull. I sniff it, I spray it, I do whatever I need to do with it. Now, this is a fragrance that has as the master perfumer or nose Jacques Cavalier. Now, if you're not familiar with him, he is the perfumer that is behind Baciami from Bulgari. And he is also behind a bunch of Louis Vuitton fragrances, including Imagination, Afternoon Swim, Symphony, you name it. There's a ton of fragrances that he has created for Louis Vuitton. So this is a perfumer that is very, very known, reputable, respected. And of course, we just love his approach to developing fragrances. Now, through the years, there's also been some controversy around this fragrance here in our fragrance community, because I'm sure you've heard of Sospiro Vibrato. Now, when Sospiro Vibrato first came out, the first thing I heard was that it was like a complete copy of Tigar, and that immediately made me curious. And of course, I picked up Sospiro. I have a dedicated review to Sospiro Vibrato here on the channel where I actually compare it in detail to this one. And you guys know Sospiro Vibrato is not an affordable Middle Eastern fragrance, right? It is as expensive as it gets. And honestly, I love the fragrance house Sospiro. I think that their DNA and their creations are just incredible. And I'm not going to get into, you know, who copied who or who did what, but I am going to tell you that both of those fragrances are very much deep loves of mine and ones that will be in my collection forever. But if you're interested, I will be sure to link the video right up here. So in this fragrance, just so you know, you have some grapefruit, some ginger, and it is a musk-based fragrance. But what I get the most of in this fragrance are those citrusy notes and that ginger. That ginger has been done exquisitely in this fragrance. I think that that is the little secret of Tigar. But anyway, I just wanted to share with you which is the fragrance that evokes those memories. And please share with us in the comment section, which is the one fragrance, one in your collection that you spray or you sniff when you want to evoke those incredible, joyous times. All right, so I did scoot over so that I can share with you some of the images of these fragrances that are about to be launched. But we are going to start this week with the latest from Valentino Donna. Yes, the Valentino Donna collection has yet another flanker. We had one at the beginning of this year, and now we have another flanker. And this one is called Valentino Donna Born in Roma, Ivory. And I'm sorry, but doesn't that bottle immediately want you, like make you want to run out and just go ahead and pick it up? And doesn't it look like the juice is going to smell incredible? But let me tell you a little bit about it. So the notes of this Born in Roma Ivory are at the top green mandarin, orange blossom, at the heart, are you ready? Marshmallow, and at the base vanilla and musk. I think this fragrance is going to be absolutely incredible. And I just can't wait. You know, you are going to see that on the channel. You know, I'm going to be stalking websites. And when I do find it available, I will let you know. So I couldn't find information anywhere as to the date, or I think I read somewhere that it's supposed to be launched in September, but I may be completely wrong. The bottom line is that I really don't have like an approximate date to give you, but of course, you know, we will all be waiting for it because this one looks like it's going to be really, really special. And you know what I find really interesting is that we just had another Born in Roma launch towards the beginning of the year, and I did pick that up and I did review it here for you. And now we're getting this one. Oh, and by the way, this one is for the ladies, right? And you know how they always launch like one for the ladies and one for the gents? Well, there is a gents version of this one. And what I've learned with this collection is that most of the time when you buy the ladies and the gents, you're going to discover that the gents was not really just a masculine fragrance. It was more like leaning heavy or just leaning towards the masculine side. And for some of us, it just comes across as unisex. So I may end up picking up both. It depends if I can get a good deal or if I can just find them. Okay, so the next fragrance that I have for you is, oh, and by the way, I want to make sure that I give Scent Advice credit as I do every week, because a couple of these updates I did find on their website and I'll be sure to link it for you. But anyway, so this next one is from Fragrance Dubois, and this is called Sirene Privee. Now, you may recall that we have another fragrance within the Fragrance Dubois collection, right? Or within their portfolio of fragrances that launched, I believe it was just last year, and that was Sirene. And I have that fragrance. I've already done a review for you here on the channel. But now Sirene has a flanker. So now even Fragrance Dubois is going to have flankers of fragrances, right? This one is called Sirene Privee. And of course, that bottle is everything, right? Like that makes you want to, again, run and try and pick up this fragrance. But let me tell you, this fragrance already launched and it is currently available at Harrods. I will leave a link for you. And I may end up picking up this fragrance. I have not ordered it yet. I have not decided. Let me just share with you the notes and then I'll tell you a little bit more. So at the top, we have blood orange, pink pepper, and nutmeg. At the heart, we have cherry, geranium, and cinnamon. And at the base, we have oak, cypriol, and vetiver. So here's the thing, and we've had this discussion before. I am a little bit cherried out, okay? I have so many cherry-centric fragrances in my collection. And by the way, I really do love all of them, some more than others, but they are definitely all loves. So I don't know if I really can justify spending the amount of money that this fragrance will cost. Even at a discounter, it's going to be multiple hundreds of dollars, you know, when it's another cherry-centric fragrance. But I have to be honest with you, even the notes are not really pulling me. So this is probably a fragrance that's going to open fruity because it does have that cherry and it has, you know, blood orange, and then it's going to be most likely spicy. If I were a guessing girl, I think it's going to be more warm spicy than anything, between the pink pepper and the nutmeg. And then there's cinnamon, right? So that means there's going to be quite a bit of oomph to this fragrance. And then at the base, you know, we have some woody notes and vetiver and cypriol. So all in all, it sounds like a lovely fragrance. I'm not saying that I don't think it's going to be lovely. I'm pretty sure, because Sirene is a deep love. Oh, Sirene is like, oh, wow, it's incredible, right? But I just don't know. I just don't know. I think that what I'm going to prefer to do is whenever samples or decants are available, I may just pick one up and compare it to Sirene and see if they are so different that I can justify spending that money on yet another cherry fragrance. Had you heard about this new Sirene? Is this a fragrance that really, you know, piques your interest? Does it excite you? Do you think that you're going to end up picking it up? Have you picked it up? If you have, oh, please let us know what you think about it. But anyway, moving on. All right. So I am telling you, we've always had flankers, right? Within fragrances, we've always had flankers of original fragrances in different fragrance houses and such. But I just think that lately we are really pushing it with the flankers because there are so many flankers. Well, this next one is not. This next one is yet another fragrance from Initio this year. And this one is called, are you ready? Lift Me Up. Now that is a very, very interesting name. And this one is supposed to be a Neiman Marcus exclusive. There's a tentative launch date of September, to be exact, September 1st. And the notes are supposed to be bergamot, ylang-ylang, magnolia, tonka bean, and vanilla. Now, this one seems to be a part of the Hedonist collection, and the Hedonist collection is the same collection that we had Power Self from earlier in the year. It's that same, musk therapy, rehab, they're all in there and they come in the white bottle. So I think it's going to be part of the Hedonist collection, but I could be totally wrong. What I do know is that this Lift Me Up is supposed to be, how we had Power Self, and I have like a little clip video where I'm talking to their US national sales director, and we're talking about the inspiration, the vision behind Power Self. Well, I think that Lift Me Up is going to have kind of like that same vision where they're trying to evoke a certain emotion in you. But anyway, I don't know, but I think I'm going to end up picking this one up. But of course, I am going to try to get a sample and a decant. I know that I say that a lot, but I do mean it. I am going to try to get a sample or a decant to not blind buy it. But being that it's coming to Neiman, that would be really easy for me to just go sniff it. All right, so the next fragrance that I have for you is a fragrance that is already available. It's a Middle Eastern fragrance, and it is yet another launch from Lattafa. Lattafa is busy every year, okay? Every year. Since I've been doing affordable Middle Eastern fragrances, Lattafa launches multiple fragrances a year. But this year, it is like every week we get a new Lattafa launch, and I must say that they are all quite impressive. I really have not had a full-on disappointment this year from Lattafa. I don't know about you. Let us know in the comment section. But in the meantime, they are now launching yet another fragrance, and this one is called Dynasty. And I'm sure that you've already started to see it on social media because it's already been out there. I do have one on its way to me, and after I have a chance to use it, because there's so many fragrances that I'm backed up on in testing, as soon as I get to it, I will have a review for you. But Dynasty is supposed to be a fragrance, according to Lattafa, that is crafted for those who command presence and elegance. This scent is a true celebration of timeless luxury. So the notes of this fragrance are at the top, bergamot, ginger, clarisage, nutmeg, and raspberry. In the heart, we have rooibos, tea, and suede. And at the base, we have amberwood, cedarwood, and cashmere. Now, are you familiar with any fragrances that have the note of rooibos tea? Because I have one fragrance and it is an absolute love, and I've talked about it here on the channel, and it is from Chris Collins, and it is called, if I recall correctly, African Rooibos. And when I tell you that fragrance is exceptionally beautiful, it is such a statement making different kind of scent. I absolutely love it. It is my favorite from Chris Collins, and I have several of them, but African Rooibos is everything. So if the note here of Rooibos tea is going to be in line with that note in that Chris Collins fragrance, this is going to be an absolute love for me. But anyway, I am really looking forward to trying and testing this fragrance. So expect to see a review very, very soon here on the channel. Now, have any of you tried this fragrance? If you have, could you please let us know? I've been so curious about this fragrance. All right, so this next update is for another affordable Middle Eastern fragrance that just launched, and this one is also on its way to me. And this one is from Afnan, and this is PM Elixir. And I have to tell you guys, I am absolutely loving this bottle. And let me just go ahead and share with you the notes before I get into it. So at the top, we have cardamom and elemi and nutmeg. At the heart, we have pimento, lavender, and leather. And at the base, we have labdanum, vanilla, patchouli, and rock rose. Now, this is a fragrance that has really been launched for the gents, but when it comes to Afnan in this entire 9 line, I have the 9 a.m. for the ladies, you know, the one in the pink bottle, but my favorite is 9 p.m. Rebel, which I think was launched just last year, and I have a dedicated review here on the channel. And although that's supposed to be more for the gents, I think it is completely unisex, and it is a fragrance that is absolutely glorious. I have been obsessed and in love with it since the very beginning. So when I heard that they were going to launch this one, and I must say, you know, those notes are scaring me a little bit though, because it has 3 notes that typically, you know, do a number if it's going to lean towards the masculine side. And that would be the leather, the lavender, and the patchouli. Those 3 notes combined for me give me leaning masculine, but I still am going to get the fragrance, and I'm still going to try it, and I'm still going to return and give you a review, because I absolutely love that entire, whether it's 9 a.m. or 9 p.m., all of the 9 lines from Afnan. Have you tried the fragrance? Had you heard about it? Are you interested in it? Have you even tried any of his 9 fragrances, the AMs or the PMs? What are your thoughts? All right, so now next from Gritti. So Gritti has been ultra busy within the last 2 years. There have been so many fragrances that have been launched, and I think I have picked them up all except for one, which is Violet Venom, I think it's called, the one in the beautiful purple bottle. I have not picked up that one. That is a special edition, and it's coming directly from their fragrance house. And I'm trying to see if it ends up, you know, at a discount somewhere, because, you know, it's quite pricey. But anyway, so now they have 2 new fragrances. And with these 2 new fragrances, they will have launched five already this year, right? So we have Eclectique, which you recall I've already reviewed here. I even did a giveaway with Eclectique. And then there's also Pomelo Assoluto. There's the 2 fragrances that are launching now, and then Violet Venom. So they have been very, very busy. Luca Gritti has been very, very busy. So let's talk a little bit about these 2 fragrances. So the first one is called Muskaria Extrait de Parfum, and it is described as a refined and intimate musk composition. And this is supposed to be Luca Gritti's own personal signature scent. It's been his signature scent for a long time, and now he decided to launch it in a fragrance. So I am sure that this is a lovely fragrance. And the notes are at the top, well, the notes in general are benzoin, bergamot, vanilla, leather, musk, patchouli, powdery spices, rose, ambrette, and incense. Now, that is a fragrance that could be truly unisex. I don't think it's going to lean feminine, okay? Not with those notes, but I think it may be truly unisex or leaning a tad or heavy to the masculine side. I may try to get my nose on it before picking it up. I don't know. And then there's the second one, which I'm really, really excited about. And this one is called Vanilla Tana. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, but I'm probably butchering it. I apologize. I think it's Tana or Tana. But it says here that this one draws its name and story from Madagascar. During his travels across the island, Gritti was inspired by local vanilla cultivation techniques, specifically the tradition of macerating vanilla beans inside hollowed baobab trunks. That is very interesting, very, very interesting. And honestly, that inspiration tells me that this fragrance is going to be all about the vanilla and truly a powerhouse. And in this one, we have the notes of amber, tonka bean, Madagascar vanilla, ylang ylang, musk, white orchid, vanilla again, sandalwood, and pink pepper. So had you heard of these 2 fragrances, of these 2 new upcoming releases from Gritti? And if you have, what had you heard, or what are your thoughts? Are you planning to pick them up? Are you interested in them? Like, just let us know. All right, so now the last update that I have for you this week before we jump into the first impressions is from Versace. So Versace is launching yet another flanker to the Dylan line, and this one is called Dylan Blush Pink. And this is supposed to be a new floral gourmand fragrance. So let me tell you how they describe it. So this is a fragrance that, by the way, has as the perfumer Olivier Cresp, which you guys know is a love of mine also, just great perfumer also. But this fragrance is supposed to center around the note of marshmallow, and other notes include bergamot, strawberry apple, orange blossom, freesia, tonka bean, vanilla, and musk. Now, this is a fragrance that actually follows like the original that was launched in 2022, which was the Parfum Dylan Purple, and since then there's been others. But I just question, like, this is a fragrance that to me is giving me spring and summer just by the notes. I could be completely wrong. So I think that they're a little bit late in this launch. I really don't know if it's available yet. I don't think it is. But in any event, I am planning to at least try it and see if I'm interested in it, because those notes sound really, really good. Had you heard of this one? Do you have any of the fragrances from this line? Have you been a fan for a long time? What is it that you like about that DNA? Just let us know. All right, so now I'm going to give you a first impression of 3 fragrances that I just received in PR not too long ago. I just haven't had a chance to do anything with them, so this is my true first impression. So this first one is from Gulf Orchid, and I'm sure you've heard about it because I think it's been out for a while. And this one is called Mango Ice. Now, you guys know I rarely share the boxes and stuff because really we're just here for like the bottles and the juice. But isn't that an absolutely beautiful, right? Beautiful, beautiful presentation. So now I'm going to go ahead and finally take out the fragrance. And wow, look at this bottle. This is absolutely gorgeous. Now, I know that this is not a fragrance that was just launched because I have seen it around on social media and I have seen it in a couple of sites, but I have not decided to pick it up because it is, from what I've heard, it could be, from what I've heard, at first sniff, this should remind me of God of Fire. Now, you guys know that I own Stefan Humbert Luca's God of Fire. You guys also know that I have 2 fragrances that remind me of that fragrance already, which is French Avenue Vulcan Faux, and then the latest, well, not the latest, but one of the latest fragrances from Lattafa, which is Opulent Dubai. And all of those fragrances are a deep love for me. They are all incredible, right? So let's see what this one is going to give us. And I have here, finally, I received my little test strips. So let's go ahead and try it. Okay, at first sniff, immediately, this is reminding me truly of God of Fire. It's giving it to me immediately. So I wonder what the production date of this one is. Oh, I already threw like the main box out, but this is giving me God of Fire immediately. Like, as soon as I sniffed it, it reminded me in a heavy way of that fragrance. But let me tell you the notes. So at the top, it's supposed to have mango, lemon, ginger, and rhubarb. At the heart, it's supposed to have amber, white florals, and licorice. And at the base, it's supposed to have musk, vanilla, caramel, and chestnut. So I feel another discussion coming on, guys, because I just want to know, have you noticed that there's like a pattern? Like there's a fragrance that is launched and it may remind you of another fragrance. And then there's another one that's launched that will remind you of the same fragrance. And then there's another one that's launched that may remind you of the same fragrance. Like, what is it? I just don't get this. But anyway, so yeah, that's my first impression. And of course, I will bring it to one of our Middle Eastern Thursdays where I will give you a detailed review. But I am telling you, this is definitely reminding me immediately, still, it's in the air, of God of Fire. Have you tried this fragrance? Have you compared it to any other fragrance that may remind you of God of Fire? Please let us know your thoughts because I'm sure one of you has tried this fragrance. Just let us know. All right, so the next first impression that we're going to do is with one of the latest fragrances from Paris Corner, and this one is Papalon Deance. Now here is this gorgeous, gorgeous bottle. So I just shared with you the other one in this collection, which is yellow. I just shared it with you during Middle Eastern Thursday. That one I've already had a chance to really work with and test. This one I'm just starting, but I am going to let you know that this one is one that reminds me in a very heavy way of that Gucci fragrance, floral gorgeous gardenia, or some, you know, from that collection, the gardenia one. This one reminds me tremendously of that fragrance. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and spray the fragrance now, just so that you can see, you know, how the sprayer works. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Guys, this so reminds me of that gardenia fragrance. But I'm going to tell you, I really haven't started to work with this one. But what I will tell you is that at first sniff, it's not only reminding me of that fragrance, but it's also giving me a different level of intensity, if you know what I mean. Because, you know, I've reviewed for you that fragrance here on the channel, and the one that just came out, you know, that's supposed to be more intense, and it definitely is. And I do enjoy it. But this one, there's just something. I am really looking forward to trying this one on skin, but I have to tell you, this gives me that scent immediately. I am sure that someone in the fam has already picked up this fragrance. And I haven't reviewed it, but I am sure someone has picked it up. If you've picked it up, can you let us know? Does it remind you of that fragrance? So let me go ahead and share with you the notes. The notes are mandarin at the top, at the heart, peony, orange blossom, and vanilla orchid, and at the base, ambroxan, vanilla, and tonka bean. So for those fam members that are sensitive to ambroxan, this one is not for you. But I can tell you that this, wow. And this is on paper. Imagine on skin how this will develop. Anyway, more to come on this one as I review it and discuss it for you in an upcoming Middle Eastern Thursday. Okay, so this next fragrance, let me tell you, I was not going to share this fragrance with you today because I'm going to have it in several lineups of videos that are coming up in the following weeks, especially as we prepare for the fall season or to transition from summer into the fall. But I had to bring this fragrance today because I am absolutely obsessed with it already. This one is from Ormonde Jayne, and this one is Vanilla Mistral. Now, let me go ahead and share with you the notes before I get carried away, because when I tell you obsession, this is a complete obsession for me right now. So this one has at the top pistachio, pomegranate, cardamom, and black pepper. In the heart, it has cashmere, fig, vanilla, and violet. And at the base, it has ambergris, sandalwood, and vetiver. So I decided to bring this fragrance to you today just to talk to you a little bit about it, because I am going to have it in an upcoming review video, especially as I prepare you to transition from the summer into the fall. This is perfection for that and so much more. This is really an all year round vanilla in my opinion. But let me go ahead and share with you the notes. So at the top, we have pistachio, pomegranate, cardamom, and black pepper. At the heart, we have cashmere, fig, vanilla, and violet. And at the base, we have ambergris, sandalwood, and vetiver. And when I tell you that this fragrance is absolutely, when you sniff this, if any of you have tried this fragrance, please let us know, because I know you must be in love with this fragrance, because this is really, really exceptional. This is such an exquisitely done vanilla fragrance, and different at that. It is very woody. It has some fruitiness, but at the same time, it's ambery. It has a very nicely done musk. It's to the tune to like from a 2 to 3, with 5 being the most. It's not animalic in any kind of way. It has a ton of vanilla, but the vanilla is blended exquisitely with all the other notes and accords. This fragrance, I am telling you, this is going to be my basic staple for like the next 6 months at least, because this is exceptionally beautiful. That's all I wanted to say today about this fragrance. I just could not wait to bring it to a review, because if you can get yourself a sample, okay, if you want to get yourself a sample, this is a very, very safe blind buy. And there are very few fragrances that I tell you that I just really know you're going to love it. But unless you do not like one of those notes that I mentioned, This is going to be a love. This is definitely a mass appealing, crowd pleasing, come and love me kind of fragrance. Let us know if you've heard about it, if you've tried it, if you've sampled it, if you've sniffed it. Please let us know, but I highly already recommend it. Anyway, guys, we've reached the end of today's Chatty Scent Corner, and I am hoping that this was an enjoyable moment for you. I hope that, like I tell you every Saturday, okay, I hope that you not only have a very fun and joyous Saturday, but an entire highly blessed and favored weekend altogether. Sending you so much love and so many blessings. Thank you for being with me here as always. Welcome to all of the new fam members that have recently joined our fam. We are so happy to have you with us. Anyway, as always, I will see you all in the next video.